Welcome back to another great episode of the Align for Success podcast. Guess who I am? You already know. Deborah Deras, your hostess with the mostest, here to help you to align for success. What does it mean to align for success? It is the inner work that you do to get the outer results. Oftentimes, we look at someone's outsides and we're like, wow, they're super successful, or they have this, or they do this. But it's not an outside job, it's an inside job. And there are so many people in my life that inspire me that I consider my friends, my mentors, my coaches. And tonight we have an amazing example of that. She is someone that as soon as I met her at a backyard party during a pandemic, I was like, who is this magnificent being? I don't think I even talked to anybody else. And I think everybody else was my friends because she was so fascinating. She was so interesting. She was so on purpose. And guess what? Super aligned. And I cannot wait to introduce her to you because she is going to give you some of her strategies, her tools, her methods, and how she stays positive, inspired, and helps others to do the same and is really on a mission to transform the world. But before I introduce her, I want to remind you, as always, that this is a show where you get to participate. Hi, Lisa's. Oh, nice to see you. So you can comment and ask questions to our guest as well. You can, make suggestions, make comments, anything, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or listening on the rebroadcast on Spotify, iTunes, Apple. We want to hear from you. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is not only a live stream, this is also a podcast. So, those of you that prefer listening rather than watching because you like to go on the treadmill or drive in your car and listen to things, we are now completely live on Apple, Spotify, and hot off the press, Google Podcasts. So you're able to listen from the touch of your own phone. The only thing you need to do is download your Spotify app or your Google Podcast app or your iTunes Apple Podcast. Type in the keyword Align for Success TV and you can listen to us. We also have another tool to help you align for success. Guess what that is? We have a text reminder. You can now get notified via text when we go live. Isn't that convenient? I know you're busy. I know you're caught up with the day. There's a lot that's going on. So when you text 1-866, it's on the screen, 409-4875, keyword Align, of course, ALIGN. You'll get notifications once a week, right at 6:15, letting you know, stop, drop, grab your wine, come to Facebook or YouTube, listen, learn, and be inspired. All right. We are here to support you to align for success. What else is new? I think that's really it. Also, make sure if you are not already, follow me on Instagram. I am Instagram.com/Latina Speaker, and you can get all of these videos. I started doing every week a mindset marketing, and manifestation tip for you to help you align for success, but also to ignite your revenue to take your business to the next level. So make sure you are following me on Instagram. Okay, without further ado, I would like to invite you to share. Share this post on your Facebook. Just click the share button. We believe sharing is caring, Lisa's. So just click the button, then all of your friends can see this live stream. What would life be like if everybody was aligned? That instead of having a job, job, just over broke, they had a joy and they were loving what they did because they were inspired by all of these great guests on the show. So today I'm going to introduce my very special guest, and she is Tatiana Tamai, Italian founder of the Booiaka movement. The seed she has planted and has grown from a 1 hour class in Los Angeles to the development of an international network. that has become the inspirational model for many instructors and entrepreneurs all over the world. They've applied her strategies to succeed because it's the way you move. I like the way you move. Okay, I'm sorry. Tatiana has expanded the Booiaka brand. I got it. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. Okay. Booyaka brand across more than 30 countries throughout Asia, Europe, and the USA, teaching her new methodology where teaching begins from the inside out, lighting up the fire within. No wonder we bond, girl. So much in common. Tatiana is featured at Extra with Mario Lopez. Ooh la la, his cute dimples, girl. Several times with the Booyaka movement. And she was chosen to be the lean challenge workout for the Mario production crew. Whether you take a yoga or dance class with Tatiana, this experience will help you reach a sense of freedom through balance, joy, and self love. Her ultimate goal is to provide a home for everyone to feel free, confident, and empowered. Please help me welcome my sister, my inspiration, one of my mentors, Miss Tatiana.
Wow! What a phenomenal introduction, my vibrant friend. Thank you.
It's so true and it's so sincere. I mean, every single time I'm in your presence, whether in person or we have a phone call or a conversation, I feel more vibrant. I feel more inspired and just
Thank
your
you.
beautiful energy is contagious and it's something that everyone in the world needs. So,
I
thank you.
appreciate that. Thank you. It's the same for me. You are amazing. I love this show. I love the message. I love that you inspire people all the time. So keep on going, girl.
Oh, yes.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and as soon as I met you, I thought, wow, you would be so perfect for the show because aligning for success and that inner work, because I knew that what you did was deeper than just the physicality. I could just tell from our conversation. But I'd love for people to get to know your story of how you even came from Italy to the United States and became a successful business owner.
Woo! You bring me back on time then. Well, I came from Italy, and I was invited here for from a choreographer to be his assistant. But as all journeys, not all journey goes great, and I ended up that the company that I was working for closed. So I was here, and I have decided that there was a reason why I was here. It was a fantastic opportunity, and I should roll up my sleeves and do something about it. So instead of getting down and just get stuck in that problem, I decided to create a project, and it turned out to be a phenomenal, a phenomenal journey. I created Booiaka. It brought me around the world. I had an amazing experience that turned into 10 years of traveling around the world, doing what I love to do, teaching instructors, having the best time. And so from like a negative situation, I always try to make the best out of it and make it the best the situation. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty well.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so you've been here for 10 years now.
Even more, it's 12 now. Like what? 12, yes.
I
About
love
12
it.
years.
And you so naturally say that you take something that was a challenge and you turn it to a great. How do you have that mindset? Because a lot of people have the opposite mindset where they are, when something goes wrong, they're like, oh, great, the other shoe dropped, and they go to fear and scarcity. And I remember when I thought I was exposed to COVID or something, and I said to you, oh my God, I might have COVID. And instantly you said, Deborah, Do not say it to anybody. Wait till, stay in the vortex, stay positive. And it turned out I didn't have it. But like, because of your words, I didn't even panic about it. I was a little cautious, but I didn't panic. How do you train yourself and other people to have that positive self-talk to switch from fear to possibility?
I think I had a great teacher on this, and the teacher is my father. I remember when I was going to school and I wasn't ready for an exam or, whatever, a test or something. I was always getting worried, right? Oh my God, I didn't study enough. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And he used to say this: why do we have to worry before, during, and after? Like, you worry before you even know if you passed.
Right.
You worry during the test because you are doing the test, and you worry after. So he used to make a joke and say, worry after, when you actually get the grade, and if it's not good, then you're going to work on it. And so I kind of grow up with that mentality of not worrying about it before time comes. And another thing that I really have appreciated about America and United States is Italian people have a little issue with the language. If you have an idea, we tend to say the first sentence that comes out is, yes, but the problem is.
Oh, interesting.
But it's just a very bad Italian expression. It's a bad expression.
Say it
And
in Italian. Say it in Italian.
il problema è.
Oh.
So when I came to the States, I noticed this huge difference between Italian reaction and American reaction. So if I have an idea, I go to an Italian, and the Italian answer, yes, but the problem is, we start talking about problems
Oh.
related to that situation.
Because whatever you focus on expands, right?
Exactly. An American would say, oh, let's do it, without even thinking about what the problem will be, and then they resolve problems on the go. But they embrace the idea. Americans, the mentality. And I've always paid attention to that and try not to be the Italian making that sort of mistake and focusing on the problem instead of thinking positive and say, you know what, everything that's going to come will be resolved,
Right.
know? So, yeah. So I think those are my two best way to answer to your question.
I love it. But it's so important because the way that you think about things will either propel you forward or
Yep.
stop you before you ever got started. One of the things that I'm so curious to know, so your idea, your divine download for the Booiaka program, how did you get from idea to activation to traveling the world? Like, what was the process? I think people would benefit from understanding.
I've always loved teaching. Like the majority of the time, if you ask a dancer, do you like to dance, to be a dancer more than a teacher? 90% of the time, probably a dancer would say, I like to dance, because a dancer always have that show off feeling, right? Adrenaline. I could not answer to this question because I've always loved to teach. I've always appreciated. So I remember I was teaching to kids when I started. I was still in Italy, and it was just so rewarding for me to see that these kids, year after year, were growing and were learning so much. And I think I absolutely love teaching. So when I realized that a lot of people were having issues to learn the choreographies, or they were not as fast, and I'm one of those. Every time I was dancing for the group, I was always the last one to memorize the choreography. I did. And so I kind of found a way, a methodology that could help everyone to dance. And it was just a great time because everybody embraced it. And a lot of people were kind of getting into dance and more and more, even in the fitness industry. When I started, it kind of started in the fitness industry. It wasn't that incorporated as it is right now. So it was just the perfect time to express, ourselves and do choreographies for everyone and not just for dancers or professional dancers. So that's how we started.
And then, so then but you're like a teacher of teachers, correct?
Well, I became after I started with a class in LA, and it started with a small group of girls, and then it grew into a very big group of girls and guys, but the majority was women. And I started there, and I was invited to a convention in London at one point. And the majority of the presenters that were teaching in that convention, they embraced Booiaka. They loved it. They went crazy. And they were like, okay, why don't you do are you doing instructor training? And I said, yeah, sure.
Because you have the American response, yes, I will figure it out. Yeah.
Of course. So I remember we worked very hard. At that time, I had a partner, and we were rocking. And we came back, and literally we had to prepare everything, the material and everything for the instructor training. And then we said, okay, let's don't start in Los Angeles and let's don't start in London, because if something is not right, at least we can correct it. So we started the first training in Arizona because we had a really cool group of girls that used to follow us all the time. And it was amazing. It went so well that then we brought it in London, and then from there it expanded all over Europe and Asia, yada, yada, yada. So it started as a class, like as a teacher, for students, and then it became way more than that.
I love it. But one of the things that I think comes very, very natural for you, maybe I'm wrong, but the idea of being a business owner. So many people that I know and that I coach have visions and have dreams to doing their own thing and to being an entrepreneur. What have you learned about being an entrepreneur, and what has been your growing edge, right?
I have learned to invest in myself all the time, every day.
I love it.
I have learned I'm trying not to do this Italian thing.
No, we love it. We love it. We love it. Come on. I'm Colombian, Lithuanian. I do it all.
I definitely investing in myself is constant. I mean, I'm a creator by nature, so I keep on going into project, and I don't let myself, and I don't stop when I fail. And I think that's the biggest thing. I don't get stuck if I fail. I may launch 100 projects a year, and 3 will work out. But I don't get stuck on those that don't work.
Right.
And that's how we progress.
Muy bien.
I had my failures. I had my huge failures that stopped me for quite some time. I made my mistakes, and journey of every entrepreneur. But I've learned this, and I feel like now is going faster because I have changed. I have
the inner work.
Yeah, I did the work, girl.
Tell us. What have you done?
I think that I don't allow it anymore to get stuck. Like if I fail, I'm like, okay, it didn't work. I don't start, because the problem with failures, it's a lot of insecurity. It brings up a lot of insecurities. Right. Is it me? Why didn't work? I don't ask myself that many questions anymore. I mean, I can analyze the situation and make it better eventually. But if it doesn't work, I'm like, okay, next.
Exactly.
That's it. And it doesn't become a stone. It doesn't become something so heavy in you to stop you from progress.
And what I hear you saying is you don't take it personally.
Probably that's the best way to say it. Yes, I don't take it personally.
We lost her for a minute, but I'm sure she'll be back. She was saying that you do not take things personally. Oh my God. That is like the total key to success in entrepreneurship because so many times when you have uh, a setback or you have a failure, it can seem overwhelming. But when you know that it's not about you and that, okay, well, this project didn't work out, on to the next one. Let's see if she'll come back to us. Hopefully, she'll be back. Oh, she said that her computer turned off. Okay, well, we'll come back. She'll come back to us. I trust and know. I'll share with you a challenge that I had as an entrepreneur. I did what's called a telesummit, right, where you have all of these people that you invite. It's kind of like the podcast, and you invite all these leaders. And I was doing interviews, but I took on too much. Sounds like an adrenaline addict, right? And at the same time that I was doing the telesummit, I was launching an app. And it was a really cool app too. It was going to be a meditation app. I was traveling the world speaking. I was writing a book. I was just doing way, way too much. And I got totally distracted, totally off base. And I realized that a saying that I have that I use all the time, that less is more. And I know that's something that Tatiana has learned, or I've learned from her, because I think about a couple weeks ago, Tatiana and I did I got to participate in one of her events. It wasn't the Booiaka event, it was the Titicana, which she'll talk about when she comes back. I think her computer died. And the Titicana allows her to be able to it allows the Titicana is like where you do this spiritual inner work, but through dance, and you release and you let go of all of the angst, of all of the emotions, and that you're able to connect with spirit. And that's what she's all about. Is she back? Oh my God, girl.
I'm
I'm trying.
back from my phone.
Oh my God, I was like trying to like ad lib. And I was actually, I moved on to the Titicana experience. I was talking about my experience of our inner work. But it kind of was leading to the next question, which was on emotions. I know that one of the things that your programs do is not just a physical act of dance, but in emotional release. Can you talk about your experience with the power of emotions and how it heals?
Yes, if we are jumping into Titicana, this is my new concept, and I created this out of actually a bad experience because I was injured, and I started putting myself into a place of no worries. It's gonna be okay. And I started be more introspective and understand how the mind works. And the more we have fears and worries, the more things don't turn out well. I have tried to stay calm and relax and say, okay, this is a moment, it's gonna pass. And at the same time, I decided to be certified for a yoga training, which was very interesting because I told my friend, I'm gonna sign up for for this yoga training, and she was like, you cannot even move, you are injured. And literally I could not move.
At
I
all?
I could not. I had a problem to my coccyx, and it was really bad. A really bad injury. Yes. So anyway, I for those that don't know, the tailbone is the last part of the spine. It is connected to every single nerve in your spine. So it was really painful. But I decided to put my mind into focus and say, you know what? I'm going to learn something new. If I cannot do the practical, I will just do the lecture and whatever it is. So I started, and I started getting passionate about it. After a month of doing lecture, I started doing some poses. I started loving yoga more and more. I was already doing yoga, but that time was it was meditative. I could meditate more because I could not move, and it's
Right.
very rare for me not to be in movement. So God said, sit down,
Yes.
girl, and just be. And I've learned that that experience was amazing. It gave me so much inspiration. I created something that went beyond my expectations. And I created this experience. It's a class that is a fusion of different flexibility and stretches. With that, I also launched a celebration day, which is a day where more instructors come together. My fabulous team, I love them so much. And it's a Pilates instructor, Afro dance, belly dance, and Titicana and me with doing like flexibility and yoga. And we came together as a multicultural experience.
Mm.
And the reason is comes actually from my passion with traveling the world. I
Mm.
love different cultures. I love
Me
it.
too.
I
Me
love
too.
everything that is, I embrace everything that is about different cultures. I'm a
That's why we were
love,
at reggae night with our Jamaican shirts. We're at
right?
Brazilian night. Yeah, girl.
Isn't it? Yeah, girl, I live my life, and I see that you do too, and probably that's why we connect so well. I'm so sorry. I have to move my phone because my computer completely died. We were way too. My computer heat up
Too
like
much
that.
passion.
That's the
You get a
energy of
Colombian and
the
an Italian on the same computer. Too much.
yeah.
Demasiado.
Computer was like, no, you too, no, too much for me. Anyway, so yeah, so we did this. I created this celebration, and it's coming organically. I'm not.
Right.
I started. The best thing about this project, differently probably from my other project, is I didn't start with any expectation, no expectations. I want it to be an organic celebration of colors and cultures and ethnicities and vibe and people just having a good time. And it's going better and better. So I love the fact that my crew has embraced this and supported this in such a wonderful way, and attendees started loving it, and it just started organically growing, and it's growing in me and in us more and more. It's beautiful. I cannot hear you.
I love that it was birthed out of an injury. And the first time that I did it, I was injured and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this class, and all these different modalities and with my ankle, and it was just so magical. And I did like 90% of it except for the jumping. Everything else, I was like it was just such a beautiful experience and
If you remember, I said to you, I said, Deborah, don't worry about it. If you're injured, just be there. Be present in the moment.
right.
You do what you can. And I said that because I knew what it did to me. I know
Mm.
uh what this could bring to your life. And it was such a light for everyone. It's such a beautiful experience. I really invite everyone to try it, and also dancers, because we get stuck in the idea of this is intuitive movement and authentic movement. I love the way Michelle describes it as authentic movement in a collective space. And
Mm.
that's exactly how it is. We don't do choreography or technical dance. We just let ourselves, express ourselves freely, free of judgment, free of chains. And it's a really nice place to be, especially for dancers, because you discover more and more about yourself. You explore the imperfection, you explore deeper, you learn how to navigate through your emotion. It's really a beautiful experience.
Yeah, and I think it's beautiful the freedom of not having choreography because then you get to be really present in your body. And
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that emotions in a moment. But I just want everyone to consider because here you were with an injury and something beautiful was birthed out of it. I was with an injury and I really feel like there were so many. I could do a whole podcast just on all the blessings of my ankle injury, which I now know is tendonitis. It wasn't a sprained ankle, and so now that I have the diagnosis, I have the healing. I'm almost ready to be jumping around. I can't wait. I'm so excited. But consider what has been the injury with you, and maybe the injury with you, those that are listening, have been the challenges of the pandemic, the uncertainty, the unexpectancy, and how can you transmute that experience into something beautiful, something better. Maybe I know a lot of people have been pivoting in their career and they're doing something a little bit different, or they love working from home or the hybrid lifestyle. What is being birthed through you? And allow those emotions of fear or uncertainty to turn into something beautiful. And I know that's part of what your teaching is. And I'm so interested to hear your perspective on aligning with your emotions and the power of that. Can you speak to that?
Yes, if I'm understanding, are you asking me what turns that into creation?
Yeah, how aligning with your emotions allows for the movement that you've created.
Oh, well, it is actually movement for me because, as I said before, I invest in myself and I do it every day. I don't allow myself to get in a discomfort zone and stay stuck in that discomfort zone. And the only way to do it is either to, um, I kind of do, and I try to see different perspective. I kind of turn the mirror, and I don't just face the mirror. I look at the mirror on the side and then the other side, and I'm like, wait, which is the best angle? And I try to find the best angle and go for it. Because if we get stuck in the worst angle, oh my God, this morning I have so many wrinkles, I'm getting old, oh my God, I have this, I have that, and I'm just talking about aesthetical, but this is not about aesthetical, obviously. If we get stuck, it's dangerous. It's
Yes.
it's a bad place to be.
Stagnation is not activation, it's the opposite,
Yes.
right?
And so I keep it moving. That's my answer.
Oh, like
I,
literally keep it moving.
yes.
Because
I,
stagnation, you're literally stuck, but if you're moving, it's the opposite.
you
Movement
know when
creates motivation, right?
yes, when we go in vacation, and for some
Yes.
reason, but if you think about it, when we go in vacation, everything is more beautiful. Why?
And slower.
And well, it is because we know how to enjoy the present moment in that
Yes.
moment. Because and I kind of live my life this way. I'm living my damn life. And I do it with love. I love life. I love what happened during the day. I live it and enjoy the moment. And I seriously do.
Me
Like I'm
too.
enjoying this moment. I see I could go, oh my God, my computer hit up. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? What is happening? Yada yada yada. I could complain and not find a solution. And my brain went there. Don't get me wrong, I'm human. My brain went there. Of course, something has that. And I stopped myself and I said, okay, what's the solution for this? Let me see if I can connect with the phone. So I'm trying to just switch quickly that negative thought, because it's normal. Our mind protect us with want to
It's
protect.
true. It's true.
So
That's the reason for the negative thoughts, for protection.
yes, there's a very interesting rule that I actually applied for myself. It's a rule from Mel Robbins. It's the 5 seconds rule.
Oh, yeah.
When people don't wake up, they get lazy and all of that. They have this 5 seconds rule. They count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they have to get up. And it actually works. I apply this to a lot of my clients, and I do that also when it comes to negative thoughts.
So what do you mean you applied it to your clients? I don't understand.
When I do also, training, personal trainings, and I do dance classes, I do everything. And when people tell me, I get lazy, or I have bad thoughts, or anything, you can apply that rule and say, okay, can you try? When you wake up, don't let 5 seconds pass, because your mind, after those 5 seconds, is actually scientific. It's not just out of out of the blue. It's it's scientific that your mind protects you. And if your mind starts saying, well, I'm tired, I
Oh,
really
I
want to
see.
sleep an extra hour, I don't really want to go to that class, after 5 seconds is over, your mind takes over.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you just
Let's
do
go.
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
So stay moving. But how does that relate to emotions? The emotion.
okay, so when it comes to well, it has a lot to do with emotion, because hey, our heart is the only part of ourselves that knows the best for us, what we need, what we want, our inner child, everything that is related to our biggest purposes and our highest purposes. It's in our heart. And so when I wake up in the morning and I go, let's say I don't know what to do, I'm lazy, I'm tired, or whatever, and I go straight into my heart. What did I say I wanted this month? Another big, big, big advice that I can give is give yourself short goals, not just the big dreams. I do have big dreams, but I give myself a lot of short goals.
Can you give an example?
An example is my do I have to tell you my big
Not
dream?
the big dream, the short goals. Like, what's an example of a short goal?
Just a very like a silly thing can be, um instead of saying, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds, okay, that seems so hard. But if you say, this week I want to walk 10 minutes every for 3 days, or every day, or like short term goals.
Got it.
Or this week I don't want to eat bread, I want to
Ah, okay.
substitute bread. Or, and of course I'm using, which I don't like to use this example, but it was the first one that came in my mind. But I use this for everything I do. This week I want to accomplish to finish, uh, to do my website. And I just focus on that. So every time I see that I'm spending time doing something else, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna spend Saturday and Sunday
Hey,
on this one. I don't want to
hey.
spend Saturday and Sunday on my website, so I better get it done now. Like,
Right.
I think that the worst thing that we are doing right now is giving ourselves so many big goals that we don't know how to achieve the little things. and and I say this, this is for everything, not just for goals, but for emotions, the real values of life. Being present means enjoy the moment,
Mm.
enjoy everything that is going on, everything that is happening, understand the positive about it, understand what what oh my god, the world is beautiful, girl. I I can go on and on with this conversation because I absolutely love to dig in, and I always try to say to people, look at it with a different perspective. It's
And being a dancer, your emotions are raw and out there because any good dancer knows that they have to feel the music and to express that in their
Oh,
movements.
when it comes to movement, oh my god. This is why I created Titicana,
Mm.
because a lot of people, I see a lot of dancers, very good, uh, technically, and they have such a phenomenal talent, and really great dancers. But sometimes I also see, uh, it's like a detachment from their feelings, and they don't transmit to the audience what they really feel. So I this is the work that I do. I try to align them, their movement, their talent, and everything that they do, with their emotions, and so it can be seen.
And I think I read this that you said either on your website or something that you wrote that feeling your emotions are freedom.
Yes.
Can you explain that? And then we're going to close the show. Oh,
Because when you know exactly, how can I say? I can give you this example. Think about when we train. If we train a muscle, you train a muscle, and you think about what you're going to cook today. Um, maybe you're training that muscle and working that muscle 60% of what the potential of that muscle is. But if you focus on the muscle, and you are connected spiritually, mentally, and physically, to that part of the body, you will work that muscle 100%, not at 90, 100%. So much more. Your work is going to be more effective, efficient, and you achieve goals faster. It's the same exact way in terms of connection, mind, body, and spirit. If you know what you feel, you express it differently. There's a freedom there. There's a different vibe, and you are sharing that vibe with other people.
right. And your vibe affects everyone that walks in the room with you. They can feel the vibe that you're bringing in.
Yes, exactly. It's sometimes I say it sometimes it's more simple than what we make it look like. It's more
Right.
simple, and I end this by saying, the more you are authentic and true to yourself, the more you express yourself, and the best are your results.
It's so true. It's so true. Do you know my first guest on this podcast? His name was Trevon Edwards, and he is a trainer and also a bodybuilder. But when we would train, because I met him at Equinox, he would have me do affirmations. I am getting strong. I am physically connected. I am loved. Like he would, just exactly what you said, that mind, body, soul. And I think that's the beauty of what you do with your Booiaka, your Titicana, with everything that you're involved in. It's you know what you do? I just realized it. You connect us with our authentic self because our authentic self is beauty, is joy, is love. I'm just thinking about myself when I'm in your class. I'm like, I'm big. I'm this. I'm not held back. I'm not playing small. Not that I do in life, obviously, but I'm even bigger and I'm even
Well,
more expressed.
I love, yeah, I love boxing, right? You just think about the boxer, what the trainer says to the coach, what the coach says to the boxer before he goes on a fight. I'm the one, I'm the champion, I'm the one, I'm the champion. The point is,
Ah,
he believes that he's the champion. because you can go in front of the mirror and repeat 100 times to yourself, I'm the one, I'm the one, I'm the one, I'm the ish, I'm the one, I'm the one.
Right.
But you got to believe it. And that's
Amen.
the work that I do. Believe in.
Ooh la la.
Ah,
And
get
I
it,
think
girl.
booyaka. I think that's the only reason people don't achieve their goals is they don't believe it. Henry Ford says, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. Either way, you are right. How can people stay in touch with you and stay aligned with your beautiful energy?
People can subscribe to my website. They can go on tatianatamai.com. It's scrolling right now. You can go to the event page and sign up to my classes. I'm having a class now every Saturday, and a bunch of events coming up.
And
And
your class Saturday's outside, right?
class Saturday
Which people
outside.
love in
Yes,
LA.
safe, safe, safe right now. Let's say safe.
Love it. I love outside classes. I just feel one with nature. And then you could also follow her on Instagram,
Yes.
which is just Tatiana underscore Tamai. And I just want to say thank you so much. I know that, even during the show, there's challenges. And what do? We just realign. It's not aligning for success, isn't every second that you're in complete and total alignment. It's when you get thrown off by your computer overheating, you come back on, right? You 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 yourself to get into action because when you move and groove, you excel and align, right?
Wow, you said it in 3 seconds. You like, whoa! I want to have that skill. You're good, Debbie.
Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. And thank all of you for being here. I'm so grateful that you can stick around. You stay till the end of the show. I'm so glad to have Pata here and Mickey here. Mario says spirituality through physical movement. Mickey's like, this is so awesome. And you guys are awesome. We are here each and every week, every Tuesday for a transformational Tuesday. If it's your first time tuning in, join us again. We'll be here next week at 6:15 Pacific with another guest. If you can't make it live, you could always watch the replay on my YouTube channel, which is Deborah Deras Live. Hey, Jen. She says, grazie. So great to see us both. Yes. Group hug. Jen and Pat are here. Grace is going to watch on the replay. We got all our Sambista queens in the house. I want to remind you that you can align for success, that the inner work creates your outer results, and that with the power of synergy, anything is possible. Ciao.
It's the way you move.
It's the way you move. I like the way you move. Let's dance it out, girl.